The blue side of Manchester's winning run came to a halt last weekend as the red side shows that they are still on top of their game as far as the Manchester derby is concerned. Beautiful game of football across the world. Nigerian Professional Football League absolutely buzzing. And of course, not a very happy one for all the mixed martial arts as our Nigerian Shining Stars was beaten. Of course, its first loss in his career. I'll bring that and much more on the show for you today. My name is Bronson Owana, but let's take a very quick break. We'll be back with more. Don't go away. Welcome back. My strike partner, Kunle Philip, joins me on the show. Kunle, good to have you on the show.
Thank you very much, Bronson Owana. It's good to be here once again to talk sport. And a lot of sporting event took center stage last weekend. I was really very sad about the loss of our ISREAL ADESANYA. I was expecting more, but then you can only give what you have. I think that he gave his best, was his best, was not good enough. And in the NPFL, games took center stage. I think I'm really very happy that Kwara United are really showing some guts. Eyiba also following suit, not forgetting the Rangers International of Enugu are not also looking back. It's really very exciting, and really a lot of us are surprised about what they are bringing to table. So it's really going to be a very exciting show.
Yeah, very exciting one indeed. Now let's talk about the big thing that would be happening in football. The month of March, international break will be coming, and the Super Eagles of Nigeria will be playing double header. Now, the first game will be away from home to Benin Republic, and of course, the second game, which we're all waiting for, especially if you're a Lagos fan, right here in Lagos, TESLIM BALOGUN Stadium on the 30th of this month. Nigeria will be taking on Lesotho. Now, ahead of that game, the Super Eagles Supporters Club, led by Prince Vincent Okumagba, is leaving no stone unturned as the largest supporters club in Africa intensifies preparation to give the Super Eagles maximum support in their upcoming African Cup of Nations qualifiers against Lesotho on 30th of March, of course, at the TESLIM BALOGUN Stadium. In an event organized to catch up with members of the club, a period of inactivity, of course, no thanks to COVID-19. The supporters club, we've not really seen more of them. We did see more of them in 2020. National president of the club, Prince Vincent Okumagba, says he hopes supporters club would be allowed to drum support for the Super Eagles of Nigeria.
It's a good thing for Nigerian sport and for Lagos State especially, because for so many years Super Eagles have not come to play here, and we've been missing that. So we want to see them come to Lagos, come to TESLIM BALOGUN, and triumph over their opponents. We were in Lesotho where we won that match. So coming to Lagos again, we believe that we will win and get the ticket to Cameroon. So that is why we are here gathered today, to sensitize our members, to ensure that everybody is ready. In case that we are being called upon to come and support the team, we will be much more ready and will welcome that, to happen.
Chairman Board of Trustees of the club as well as the PRO of the club says the Super Eagles Supporters Club is at the service of the nation as they express optimism that the Super Eagles of Nigeria will make the nation proud.
Yeah, that's very interesting. In fact, the day the news was broke, and then everybody felt this is a good one, because in Lagos has always been very active when it comes to fans and supporters. But for quite a while now, I can't even remember how many years ago the Super Eagles especially has been to Lagos, and this time around that they are coming, we are ready to give them the support, and we hope that the government or the COVID rules will be a bit relaxed for us and be accommodating for us to be part of the game and share them up.
Fans are expecting big from us. We will mobilize and motivate our people. It's only COVID issue where we will liaise with Nigerian Sport Commission to know how many people they want to give us on pitch, so that we will know how many members we will take into the pitch.
Well, just also mention that on that same day we saw a new patron for the club. It means Super Eagles Supporters Club had a lot of support, as well as much as expected, to turn out that support back to the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Kunle, I mean, Nigerian football cannot be complete without the drums, the trumpet. We've seen the Super Eagles Supporters Club done this over and over. I mean, if you go to the Nations Cup without these guys with their green and white colors, with their drums, it's as if there's something missing about the Eagles.
Yeah, even the football fans, I mean, the footballers are always complaining when the Supporters Club are not at the stands, you know, drumming and of course chanting those songs. It's always a very glorious time. Even we, most of the time when we are at home watching, and probably when we're at the stadium where the games are played, you know, when you see them with the drums, with the support and all of that, you get so motivated. And this has always been, you know, it's been on for a very, very long time. I think kudos should go to the leadership of the Super Eagles Supporters Club, led by Vincent Okumagba. They've been doing an absolutely, you know, fantastic job, and it's good that they've actually started at preparation ahead of the game. Remember that the Super Eagles of Nigeria has not played in Lagos in a very long time. Remember, I think it was a friendly game last time the Super Eagles of Nigeria played in Lagos.
I think it was against Sierra Leone.
Sierra Leone,
yeah.
Right here. I was there at the stadium that day. So this is a competitive game, and the Eagles, you know that if the Eagles are not playing well, you get all the GS and then give us one goal. And when they get one, they still shout, give us another goal.
Give us more goals.
So now, because of the COVID-19, you know, the travails and all of that, we might not have much supporters to, I mean, at the stands. Yeah. The last time both teams played, we gave them a pacing of their life. You know, 4-2 it ended. I remember Victor Osimhen bagging a brace in the game. So I think that the preparation is really very good. The players are getting ready. Genotro is also top.
And we have top players. Our players are scoring from all cylinders.
You know, right now we have more. I think Genotro really have a lot to think about as regards those players that will be manning the attack. Last week we had Victor Osimhen scoring one of the goals for SSC Napoli. We had Sadiq Umar, who plays the straight in the Segunda in Almeria. We have Simi Nwankwo, who also backed the brace last week, making it 10 goals he has scored for Kotome this season. So it's very competitive right now. I'm talking about the attack fury of the Super Eagles. Even right there,
Kelechi is also doing well.
Scoring as well, and also we have
you don't mention Paul
Onuachu is there. Cyril Dessa. We have Lukman again, and we have that young man who came from the French League
it's a lot of work.
To Fulham. So
it's selection headache for the coach.
You know, with all these classical top class strikers getting in the goals, those who are invited should know that they need to get the job done against Lesotho and Benin Republic. Very
well said, Kunle. I'm sure these players know what's at stake and they're going to give their best if they must be in the team. Now let's talk about the NPFL. It is absolutely buzzing. Beautiful game of football. I'm sure no one would have seen Kwara United topping the table, having played the amount of game, 26 points. They're closely followed by Enugu Rangers and Kano Pillars is sitting third. Of course, Imba had some game in hand, but of course they are fourth on the log. Kunle, let's quickly look at the relegation waters. Now we have Ifeanyi Uba, Warri Wolves and Adamawa. There's one team that shocks me there. I mean, if you look at Warri Wolves, the past 3, 4, 5 seasons, they've done very well, and finding them in this position is really shocking for me.
Yeah, they are very shocking. They have just 13 points in about almost 13 games that has been played so far. For a Warri Wolves, I mean, a team that's got pedigree, one will have expected much from them. But then you can't give more than you can't give what you don't have. And really, they have the same number of points with FC Ifeanyi right now. Both FC Ifeanyi is 18th.
But Ifeanyi has played one game more than them.
More than them. So
they have a chance.
If they win the outstanding, they could also move forward. They will topple FC Ifeanyi. But I haven't said all that. I think the Kwara United, for me, has been holding their own very high against Wiki Tourist at home. Wiki were at home, and you know, one would have expected most times when teams play away from home, the away team need to give something extra. you know, to notch up a win or probably get a draw. I think against Wiki Tourist, Kwara United gave it a very good shot, and they were able to get a share of the spoil. For me, it's a very good one for them. While for Kano Pillars and Enugu Rangers, it was a game that is expected. It was a match of the big match of match day 14 of the NPFL. And I think that you know, it really lived up to that billing. Kano Pillars a force to reckon with when you talk about the NPFL. Rangers of Enugu also a force to reckon with. Both had to share the spoils as the game ended in a 1-0 draw. Good for Enugu Rangers, but for Kano Pillars, they are still trying to actually move closer to the top of the NPFL.
Yeah, very good one for them. Let's see how well that goes. There's still a long way to go as far as the league is concerned. Now, still talking about Nigerian sports, ISREAL ADESANYA, it wasn't a very good time for him last weekend as he suffered his first loss of his career in the UFC 259 bout that went down last weekend. Now, the three judges that judged the game gave it 49-46, 49-45, 49-46, 45, all in favor of his opponent, Jan Blazkowicz. It was a very, very sad moment for him, Kule. At some point, when he got pinned on the floor, I knew it was going to be difficult. I mean, for UFC, when you get to that point,
you're in serious trouble.
I mean, once most athletes get pinned to that point, it's always very difficult for them to come back.
And then when you was taking on a very top-notch opposition which hasn't lost a bout before, and when you look at the size, it looks much bigger than him. ISREAL came out the other time to say it wasn't about the size that was ready to take him on, despite the fact that Jean looks bigger. He looks old. I mean, he's older, and it looks like when you look at both, athletes physically, when you look at their physical appearance, you want to say that Jean will beat him. But then he had confidence in himself. He started well. The first round, second round, even third round, looks like he had the edge, and he was really doing very well. But in the fourth round, Jean came strongly at him, and he was attacking him, hitting him on all round. And when he went down, when he kissed the canvas, he was attacking him. At some point, I mean, at that point, like you said, when you are down like that, the technique is that your opposition hits you harder. Ensures that you don't come up. By the time you come up, you become very weak, and probably you will not be able to compete again. The fourth round, yes, he did that to him. In the fifth round again, he went down again, and that was it. That was it. It was very sad. I mean, I really felt for him. When it's a game that I really have my reservations about.
But there should be a rematch.
There should be a rematch, absolutely. I'm sure that he will have learned from the mistakes he made in this bout. Probably he felt that he was going to win him with ease. I don't know where he got that assertion from. And since he is not able to achieve this, you have to go back to the drawing board, prepare very well for him, and probably when he has an opportunity again. But let's not forget, Jan is not a young man. I'm sure that in a few years to come,
I think about 36 thereabouts.
36, 37, 26, and 38. Probably in a few years to come, he might be calling it quits with the game.
Yeah, well, it's 36, 38. It's still a long time to go, right? I mean, that kind of sport, you can go as well to 40, 45. Depends on how your body can carry you.
But when you become bigger, when you become older, you get weaker.
And slow.
All
right, on that note, let's take a very quick break. We'll be back with more. Don't go away. Welcome back. Now, if you're a fan of Steven Gerrard, I think you should join in the celebration. Now, Rangers, of course, that also have our own Joe Aribo, won their first title in 10 years last weekend, and it was a very big celebration. We saw fans going to the streets, of course, crowding the stadium to celebrate their title in a decade. Kule, I mean, looking at Steven Gerrard and the squad, behind camera, I said Steven Gerrard has won my respect as a coach. Now, he won that title with relatively unknown players.
Absolutely. I think if you have to look at what he has done so far, in about 10 years, Rangers have not won the league, and I think about 10, 11 years ago they had issues. 11 years ago precisely they had issues, and at some point they were relegated before they came back. 4 years ago they started churning out win. They started doing well. But the league has been predominantly dominated completely by Celtic.
I mean, Celtic won it 9 years
bounce consecutively. So for a team to take, probably to take it from them, to go all out
with more games to go, the league has not ended.
So for me, I think they've done marvelously well. And remember that there's this speculation about Stephen G taking over from Jogging Club. It's still mere speculation. We don't know how, whether it's going to see the light of the day. But for Rangers, it's a big congratulations. Leon Balogun is always in the heart of the defense.
And Joe
Aribo for me as well. I remember, you know, Stephen G coming out to say that Nigeria is very lucky to have capped Joe Aribo. It's a good one for them. I think that he's saying that they have to start preparing again for next season. But the question is, will he still remain at Rangers at the end? After the celebration, you know, like you said last week, so many fans were out breaking the COVID-19 protocol, and a lot of them were taking alcohol. Some of them got arrested at the end. That is the kind of feelings you get when your team do well.
We also saw that when Liverpool won the title.
Absolutely.
I mean, COVID-19 protocol.
I don't know why the fans like to take beer every now and then.
Come on, I'm sure when Arsenal win the next title, everywhere will be blocked.
Yeah,
even in Nigeria.
In Nigeria, everywhere will definitely be blocked. Then I will just sit back, taking my, you know, probably wine, enjoying myself.
No, don't worry,
well, supporting.
Catfish will do. Catfish will do. All right, let's move on. Let's talk about. You mentioned Liverpool. I mean, Anfield is a place where you just come right now and pick 3 points. For every team in the Premier League, they want to play Liverpool tomorrow because it looks like Liverpool, especially in Anfield.
I wish that Arsenal would have an opportunity to play against Liverpool at the moment. It's been a very disappointing one. I didn't see this coming at all. For a defending champion of the EPL, they started, you know, they were not convincing in the first few games of the NPFL, but then
they showed intent.
Yeah, I think in one of the games against Leeds United, I think that was the opening game. Leeds almost carted away with the victory, but of course they brought out something extraordinary to win that game. But then we are not seeing much from the top players right now. We don't know what is happening with Mo Salah. The other guy, the Senegalese, talking
Sadio
about
Mane.
Mane also isn't at his best.
But
I'm wondering why. Even if you're not, if a team is at the downstream, if you're on the doldrums, it doesn't make you lose games at home
what's the
against
problem
smaller teams like Fulham.
What do you think is the problem? Because most analysts have said that probably some of these players are already, you know, born out with Klopp's style of play.
Yeah, the coach, I think I want to go with what Jogging Club said. He said the players don't have the mentality that they used to have before. That it looks like psychologically they are not. I mean, they are down psychologically. They are not at their best. I think it's not about the form and all of that of the team, of the players. It's about their psychology, their thoughts and their impression right now. And we said something, we talked about something before we came in. The players probably might be tired of the tactics being adopted by Jogging Club right now. It needs to bring in something exceptional, something fresh for the players to actually work on. Right now is disappointing. Fulham,
you see, that's why
the relegation waters.
Now, I mean, Fulham came to there and get all 3 points. Now, I was going to say that's why if you see a coach like Pep Guardiola, people kept singing Guardiola's praise, and I always say that if I'm in Guardiola's position, I'll win title week in, week out. Guardiola has a way of, you know, flushing out players. You play for certain times. You watch every season, Guardiola sells and bring in new players.
Yes,
now
even if you are a top player,
he allows you go. Because when few players come in, it is very easy for those few players to carry the team and others, you know, build along with them.
Yeah, absolutely.
But for Liverpool, it's not the same. We've seen a couple of players there for a very long time.
Yes, he needs to change some of the players. He needs to inject something new, something different from what you know, the team used to have. It's disappointing. I mean, 6 straight home games. Come on, it's a very disappointing one. He needs to bring something exceptional because from the failures we are getting, like we said, if things continue the way
Stephen
it is,
G is available.
Stephen G might just be taking his place.
Stephen G is very much available, but really get the job, time will tell. Now, Manchester City last weekend winning streak, 21-game winning streak came to a halt, and who else to do it than their city rival, Manchester United. I mean, United showed class in that game. I mean, they tried to cut down the link-up play of Man City. We know how good City are when they do those link-up plays, but United were able to cut that. I mean, we have to give it kudos to the genius of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Yeah, that's why I always tell Johnny that he really has to show Ole Gunnar Solskjaer the respect that he deserves, and even some of the Manchester United fans. Probably there are some games that he doesn't get it right, but against some top teams, he tends to always get it right. Against a team that is absolutely unbeatable, 21 games, wins on a bounce, 28 games without a defeat. Come on. And, you know, Manchester United have held on to that record. 22 games, away games unbeaten. Even all the top clubs in the EPL has not been able to met out the defeat to them away from home. Kudos to the team. I love the way they played. From the defense to the midfield to the attack, they were absolutely fantastic in that game. I wish that they were giving this kind of performance week in, week out. Probably would have been talking about, you know, Manchester City leading by as much as 10, 11 points as we speak. But Ole Gunnar Solskjaer said he's really delighted with the performance of the team. He's delirious, and he feels that by next season, the players will have gelled together, and they will be able to achieve the common purpose together, which is to win the EPL.
Now let's move away from football and talk about tennis. Roger Federer, the old wine, they say had the most taste. Roger Federer says he never seriously considered retirement in his 14 months away from the sport, and is returning as he feels the story not over yet. Now he's tied on Grand Slam with Rafael Nadal. If he wins one more, he sets new record. Rafael Nadal needs to win one more to set new records. On the other hand, Novak Djokovic needs to win two more to set new records. So the competition is very, very tight. But Rafael Nadal and Roger Federer looks, for me, I think he's done well. At some point, I thought he was going to quit because the injury has lingered for too long.
Yes, it's going to be 40 by August. So for him to have actually made up his mind that he's going to go on, I felt that he was going to quit after the surgery he had. And then, you know, we've had the likes of Novak Djokovic and Rafael Nadal. Also, after he was being conspicuously missing, Nadal winning a couple of Grand Slams last year, not forgetting Novak Djokovic as well. And, you know, it looks absolutely competitive among the three players. Both male and female category, talking about tennis, are looking at eclipsing the record of Margaret Court. And for me, it's a very, very big one. I really don't see Roger Federer because I've watched him, though he got to the semi-final of the US Open last season. But I still feel that, you know, he's not really at his peak right now. I'm looking at Novak Djokovic with the fact that he has this year age at his side. Rafael Nadal as well, eclipsing that record.
Let's see how well that goes. Welcome back. Now with that is our final whistle on Sport Pizza this week. Thank you so much for being a part of it. We hope you've enjoyed every bit of it. Now don't forget to follow us on our social media platforms currently displaying on your screen. Feel free to drop a message. We'll be glad to hear from you. Kunle, thank you so much for coming on the show today. Olakunle Philip, thank you so much for coming on the show today.
It's always my pleasure to be here, Brownson.
All right, that's a wrap on the show. Don't forget to join us again same time next week. Until then, please stay safe.